Today our topic is on AWT. AWT is nothing but abstract window tool. So AWT stands for abstract window tool. It is a platform dependent API. It is one type of API. API is nothing but application programming interface. This application programming interface is used for creating GUI. GUI means graphical user interface for Java. Graphical user interface is nothing but here you can see the example of GUIs in our computers. So this is one window or it is also called as a frame. First example. In this file edit is all our options present in this menu bar. Next, if you open the Word, Microsoft Word, you can see all these. You can write title here. This is the icon, one type of icon. This icon is known as a container. Okay, and these buttons are called window buttons. Minimization, maximizer button, close button. These are all buttons, window buttons. This is menu bar. Here we can write number of names like file, edit, view, insert, design. We can also write more options here in the menu bar. Content pane means it is nothing but we have to enter the content into the file. Okay. Here, second example, second diagram shows that there are difference between the components and containers. Components here, components are nothing but label, text fields, buttons. These all are components. These all are comes under components. Containers are nothing but which contains a component. Which contains a component. There is a variation in buttons. Number of representations here. This icon is also called as a frame here. Top level container. This frame is called a top level container. These two frames are called nothing but panels. Panels that are nothing but sub frames of the main frame. Okay. These all are various buttons, various containers, various partitions available in a GUI. GUI is nothing but graphical user interface. In third example also you can see one container and the name of the frame is key event demo and the label enter text text inside the button is A and text inside another container another frame is have type A. These are all frames and containers in GUI. GUI examples are this one. And so we can develop GUIs, a number of GUIs by using AWT API. Okay. Coming to the next point, Java AWT components are platform dependent. Platform dependent. There may be variations in components according to the platform that we have in our desktop, that we have in our laptops, PCs. Okay. Platform is nothing but OS that we are using in our PCs. So AWT components are platform dependent. Components are displayed according to the view of operating system. According to the operating system, components are going to be displayed. So here AWT is heavyweight. That is why it is called heavyweight means we are using the AWT under the platform dependent. So it is a platform dependent API. So that's why it is called heavyweight process. Its components are used. So heavyweight process means in that its components are uses the resources and tools. Okay. Java API calls a native platform operating system subroutines for creating components such as text box, checkbox, buttons. These are components, examples of components. Components are like text box, checkbox, buttons. These all are. So you can check here type of components here. This is label is a component, text field is a component, buttons are components. These are examples of components. Container is nothing but inside the container there may be number of components. Okay, that is the variation between the components and container. So components examples are text box, checkbox, buttons, etc. So for example, API, AWT GUI having button would have a different look. The button in AWT GUI is different from other GUIs in another operating system cases. Look here, for example, AWT GUI having button would have a different look and feel across platforms like Windows, Mac OS, Unix. This is because these platforms have different look and feel of their native buttons. So their own operating system have their own design and look and feel of different GUIs. Okay. In simple, an application built on AWT would look like a Windows application when it runs on Windows. But the same application would look like a Mac application when run on Mac OS. So the application which runs on Windows is somewhat different from the application runs on Mac OS. Okay, the application that we are developing on Windows OS is different from the application that we are developing on Mac OS. So that is a variation. So that is why AWT is called a platform dependent and heavyweight. Okay, AWT is rarely used nowadays. Nowadays we are using rarely because it's a platform. It is a platform dependent and heavyweight feature. But the advanced version of AWT is Swing. It is a preferred API for window-based applications because of its platform independent and lightweight process. It is more powerful. So Swing API is more powerful than AWT. Okay. So by using these AWT API, we can develop Windows applications, desktop applications. Okay. These are examples of GUIs. And there is a hierarchy in API. API hierarchy is like the main one. It is mainly it is first root one is component. In that component there may be container, button, label, checkbox, choice, roll bar. These all are subclasses of component. And inside the container there may be container, it may be window, panel. So window may be pane, dialog box, panel may be applet. These all are hierarchy of API, AWT hierarchy. So first one is component. All the elements like buttons, text fields, scroll bars, etc. are known as components. Whatever the buttons, text fields, scroll bars we are using in our application, these all are comes under the components. To have everything placed on screen to a particular position, we have to add them to a component. So whatever the text fields, buttons, scroll bars we need to add to the screen, those all are comes under the components that we need to add to a inside the container. Okay, inside the container we need to add the components. Container is, so what is container? Container is like a screen wherein we are placing the components like buttons, text box, checkbox, etc. In short, container contains and controls the layout of container is going to control the layout of the components. Okay. The container itself is a component. So coming to the hierarchy, inside the component there may be a container. Container itself is a component. So before here there is a diagram. We can look here. Inside the component there may be a container. Inside the container, there may be number of components. Inside the container, it can also contain another container. Okay, that is depends on the design of application. In short, container contains and controls the layout of the components. Container itself is a component. Thus, we can add a container inside a container. We can also add the container inside the container, that is based on our design of API or GUI. There are four types of containers available. So types of containers are like window, frame, dialog, and panel. So there is a period containers of four types: window, panel, frame, dialog. So coming to the window, an instance of the window class has no border and no title. Window has not, it does not have any border and title. Dialog class has a border and title. So it may have a border and title. An instance of a dialog class cannot exist without an associated instance of a frame class. So it does not exist without the frame class. Panel does, here coming to the panel does not contain title bar, menu bar or border. Does not contain any title bars, menu bars and borders. It is a general container for holding component. It is just like a plain container for holding the component. An instance of the panel class provides a container to which to add the components. So inside the panel, we can add the components. Frame has, so coming to the frame, it has a title, border and menu bars. It can contain several components. So frame can contain several components like buttons, text fields, scroll bars, etc. It is most widely used container while developing an application in AWT. Okay, coming to the AWT example. So first one is a package, that is java.awt, and all the classes are belongs to this package, that is java.awt. Next one is class declaration. So it extends the frame. First is a class name. It extends the frame. So first constructor. First we are using the constructor. So inside the constructor, we are developing the frame. So button B is equal to new button of click me. So coming to if you look the output design inside the, so we are developing one button that is called click me. Name of that button is click me. So we are setting some borders of this button, that is 30, 100, 80 and 30. So this is nothing but the length, width, height. So here we can set the button position, and we can add a B. We can add by using the add method. We can add button into the frame. Set size. So we are setting the size 300 by 300. The length into breadth. Frame size is that is width and height. Frame size is 300 with a size 300 of width and 300 of height. Layout is null, no layout manager. Here we are not maintaining any layout manager. Set visible as true. So now the frame will be visible by default, not visible. By default, we may set as not visible, but here we are setting it as visible. So visible, we are setting it as true. So this is about constructor. Inside the constructor, we all are developing those code. So like button name, we are setting one button. We are creating the button class with a name click me, and we are setting some bounds of that button, and we are adding the button into the frame. Frame is like blue color. Blue color line is nothing but a frame, and frame size is 300 by 300. That is width and height. And the layout is a manager, that is nothing but we are maintaining null, and visible is true. So so that means uh, we can view that frame. So that's why the visible is attached to. And inside the main function, we are declaring the constructor. So the constructor name is first f is equal to new first constructor. So output is like this. This is a sample example of AWT. AWT has contains number of classes. So first class is a text field. The object of text field class is a text component that allows the editing of a single line text. Okay, it inherits the text component class. So text field is going to inherit the text component class. Text field class declaration is like the text field extends the text component. So here is the example of text field. So first one is the frame. Frame name of frame declaration is like name of the frame is text field example. At the top of this output, we can see the name of the frame text field example. So after that, we have declared two variables, T1 and T2. So T1 is text field 1, T2 is text field 2. So T1 is equal to new text field, welcome to Java Point. So we have developed two text fields. One is welcome to Java Point. So we have set some boundaries of those buttons. And next text field is AWT tutorial. The boundaries are 50, 150, 230. That is according to our wish, we can set those boundaries. That is our wish. There is no need of placing same boundaries, same symbol for that. So after that, we are adding those. So F is nothing but the frame. Frame name is text field example. Inside the frame name, we are adding the button T1, T1 text field and T2 text field. We are adding those two after setting the boundaries of those two buttons, those two text fields. Add T1 and T2 inside the F dot add one, F dot add two. That means these two text fields are adding inside the frame F. After that, we are setting the size of the frame. That is 400 by 400. And layout is null, visible is true. This is our output. So coming to the label, label is nothing but, see, label class is a component for placing text in a container. So we can place the text in a container by using the label class. It is used to display the single line of read-only text. So read-only text. So that means we cannot edit after the line after the text is placed inside the container. The text can be changed by an application, but a application user, but a user cannot edit it directly. So the end user cannot edit it directly. Application user can only edit the name of the label. So label class declaration is like label extends the component and implements the accessible. Okay. And example of label class is package is AWT, label class name is label example. Inside the main method, we have developed the frame. So frame F is equal to new frame. So frame name is label example. And we have declared two variables under the label, that is L1 and L2. Two labels, one is first label and second label. First label boundaries are 50, 100, 130. Length, breadth, width, and height. Okay. And next one is a new label. Second label is size of the second label is 50, 150, 100, and 30. So after that, we are adding those labels inside the frame. That is label example. So label size is 400 by 400 and layout is null, visible is true. Very easy, Amma. We can develop the windows like this. Simple examples. Please learn all these examples. Very important. Next one is text area. Text area means so we can enter the text inside the container. Text area class is a multi-line region that displays the text. So it is a multi-line region. We can write number of words. We can write the number of words or text inside the container. It allows the editing of multiple line text. It inherits the text component class. It is going to inherit the text component class. Text field is different, text area is different. Text area means we can write number of text. That means number of lines inside the text area. Public class text area extends the text component. The example of text area is import java.awt. Public class text area example. Text area example. So inside the constructor, text area example is used as the constructor here. So inside the constructor, we have defined the frame here. Here we didn't mention any name of the frame. Okay. Text area new area is equal to new text area. Welcome to Java. So inside the text area, we have given here text that is welcome to Java T-Point, and area of text is 10, 30, 300 and 300. So yeah, we are adding those area, that means there is text area inside the frame, that is add of area. We are adding text area inside the frame. Okay, and the frame size is 400 by 400. Null layout is null, visible is true. And inside the main method, we are allocating, that means we are accessing the constructor name, that is text area example, by using the object, new object. Next one is checkbox. Checkbox class is used to create a checkbox. So we can create a checkboxes by using this checkbox class. It is used to turn an option on or off. Okay, clicking and checkbox changes its state from on or off, from off to on. Checkbox class declaration, that means checkbox extends component implements the item selectable or accessible. Item selectable for accessible. Here is an example of checkbox. So we have declared the class name as checkbox example, and constructor of checkbox example is under the class, inside the class, that is inside that we have declared the frame with checkbox example. Frame name is checkbox example, and inside the checkbox we have declared one checkbox, that is C++ with the boundaries of 100, 150 and 50. Okay. Next, checkbox 2 is new checkbox, that is Java 2. So 2 is nothing but we have to mark as a tick mark, that is right mark we need to add. Okay. So the Java checkbox boundaries are 100, 150, 50 and 50. Next, we are adding those two checkboxes. So here we are having C++ checkbox and Java checkbox. So Java checkbox is set as true. That is why we have to mark it as right mark. Okay. Next, that is true. So we are adding those two checkboxes inside the frame checkbox example. So the frame size is 400 by 400. Layout is null, visible is true. So we are calling this constructor inside the main method. Button. So next class is button class is used to create the labeled button. Labeled button that has the platform independent implementation. Application result in some action when the button is pushed. Okay. So button means we need to click the button. So the label of the button is click here. So class declaration is button extends component implements accessible. So example of the button is button example. Here we have declared the package, class name, main function. Inside the main function, the frame name is button example, and the button name is button label name is click here. So the borders of button is 50, 100, 80, 30. So we are adding that button inside the frame. Okay. So the frame size is 400 by 400 and the layout is null, visible is true. Panel next class is a panel. It is a simplest container class. It provides a space in which application can attach any other component. So it provides a space in which application can attach with any another components. It inherits the container class. So panel is under the container. So it is nothing but a simplest container. Okay, it does not have any title bar. Its class declaration is panel extends container implements accessible. Okay, panel example is like, so inside the panel we have declared the, so coming to the, you have, if you look this output, so panel frame name is panel example, and we have declared the panel object, that is a panel, object name is panel. Panel dot set boundaries, bounds are 40, 80, 200, 200. So we have set the background of a panel as color gray. So we can set the colors of the panel. So here the panel color is gray, and button and we have added buttons inside the panel, that is button B1 with name a button 1, and look here button 1 is inside the panel, and the boundaries of button 1 is 50, 100, 80, 30. Next is set background color. So we have set the background color as button 1 is yellow, color dot yellow. So here the button 1 background color is yellow, and we can set different colors if we want to set. And button 2 is labeled as button 2, and the boundaries of button 2 is 100, 180, 30, and background color of so we have set the background color of button 2 as green, and you can check here output is the panel inside the inside panel color is gray, and inside the panel we have added two components. One is button 1, button 2. Button 1 component, that is color of that button 1 is yellow, and button 2 color is green. So we have to set all those according to our wish. Okay, and set background color button 2 as green. Next we are adding those two buttons inside the panel. So these panel is added inside the another panel. Another panel is panel example. So outside there is one panel, inside there is another panel. We have set the panel color as green, that is inside panel. Outside panel is frame, that is, and the frame name is panel example. And the size of the outside panel is 400 by 400, and layout is null, visible is true. Okay. And inside the main function we have called the panel example constructor. This is how we can create the panel. Okay. So thank you, students. And our next topics are on event handling. So coming to the event handling, So event handling. This is next topic for 14. So event handling is a fundamental to Java programming because it is integral to the creation of applets. So by using this, event handling mechanism, we can create the applets and other types of GUI-based programs. Okay. Furthermore, any program that uses a graphical user interface that such as Java application, writes for written for Windows is event driven. Changing the state of object is known as a changing the state of object is known as event. For example, click on button, dragging mouse, etc. These all are events that happen while developing the AWT GUI. Events are supported by number of packages. So there may be number of packages supported for events. Now those are java.util, java.awt, and java.awt.event. So java.awt.event package provides many event classes and the listener interfaces. So some of the event classes are action event, mouse wheel event, key event, item event, text event, adjustment, event window, event component, event container, event focus event. These all are event classes. And next one. So later we will discuss the event classes descriptions and listener interfaces also there. The last slide in this last slide, so there are the listener classes and interfaces. So we will discuss about this later. Okay. Next, before that, event sources. Event sources means here source is the object that generates an event. So source is nothing but an object that generates event. This occurs, event is nothing but when an action is to be done, then the event is going to be created, like click button, all these are events when we are going to develop those AWT applications. This occurs when the internal state of the object changes in some way. If the object is going to change in some way, these actions are going to be generated. Sources may generate more than one type of event. It may generate more than one type of event. So event definition is changing the state of object is known as event. Like clicking button, dragging mouse, these all are examples of the event. Okay. Sources may generate more than one type of event. Source must register listeners. So source must have a listener. That means register listener must register those events. Okay, event objects to change the state of those objects. In order for the listeners to receive the notification. So listener is going to be receive the notification about the specific type of event. If there is any change of event, so listener is going to get the notification if there is any changes in the event of AWT. Each type of event has its own registration method. Registration methods are like look here for registering the component with the listener. Many classes provide the registration methods. For example, button public void add action listener, inside the action listener there is a parameter action listener e. So it is also one type of action. Okay. Menu item, that is also comes under add action listener interface. Text field, that means public void add action listener, add text listener. Text area, that means public void add text listener. These all are the methods or actions that is going to be generated when we are going to register with the listener interfaces. Okay, sources of events are like the button, that means generate action events when the button is pressed. When the button is pressed, the action event is going to be generated. That event is going to be the register with the listener interface. Okay. Next one is checkbox. Generate It generates the item events when the checkbox is selected or deselected. We can select or deselect the checkboxes. That method is going to be registered with listeners. Okay. If there is any changes in checkboxes, that means while selecting, so action is going to be registered with the listeners. Listener is going to be notify those actions while the changes is going to be done in the events. Choice. Next, it generates item events when the choice is changed. So item events is going to be generated when the choice is changed. Next one is list. It generates action events when the item is double clicked, generates item events when an item is selected or deselected. These all are the sources of events. Next one is menu item. It generates action events when the menu item is selected and generates item events when the checkable menu item is selected or deselected. Scroll bars generate adjustment events when the scroll bar is manipulated. So these all are changes in events. So these changes are going to be registered with the listener. Listener is going to notify those changes in the events of components. Okay. Next one is two mechanism of event handling. That is the main mechanism is delegation event model. The modern approach to handling events is based on delegation event model, which defines standard and consistent mechanisms to generate and process events. So this event model is going to handle standard mechanisms to generate and process the events. Its concept is quite simple. That means source generates an event and sends it to one or more listeners. So in this scheme, the listener simply waits until it receives an event. Whatever the changes are going to be done in the event, that are going to be notified by listener. And listener is going to receive those changes in events. So it is going to receive notification while there is change in action of event. Okay. That is the main difference between the source and listener. Source means it is going to generate an event and sends it to one or more listeners. Listener is going to notify those changes in the event. That means it is going to receive the changes of events. Once an event is received, the listener processes the event and then it is going to return those events. Okay. Advantage of this design is that application logic that processes events is cleanly separated from the user interface logic and generates those events. Okay, the main advantage of this design is application logic is going to process the events and it is those processing events is going to be separated from the user interface logic and it generates the event. Internally it is going to process the events. The user interface element is able to delegate the processing of an event to a separate piece of code. Okay. Separately, the piece of code is going to be done internally without affecting the user interface. Okay. In the delegation event model, listeners must register with a source in order to receive an event notification. So compulsory listeners must register with the source in order to receive the event notification. If there is any changes in events, if there is any modifications in the events, those notification is going to be received by listeners. It provides important benefits. That means notifications sent only to listeners that want to receive them, that want to receive them. Okay, if listener want to receive those notifications, then only it is going to send those notifications. There is a most efficient way to handle events than the design used by the old Java approach. It is actually quite easy. So we can follow two steps. Implement the approach interface in the listener so that it will receive the type of event desired. So implement the appropriate interface in the listener. So interface is going to be implemented inside the listener so that can receive the type of event desired. Okay. Next, implement code to register and so we need to implement the code to register and unregister the listener as a recipient for the event notification. These are two steps. One is implement the appropriate interface inside the listener so that it will receive the type of event desired. And one more thing is we need to implement the code for registered or unregistered. Register and unregister the listener as a participant for the event notification. We can develop we have to implement one code for registering or for unregistering the listener recipient for event notification. Okay. Remember that a source may generate several types of events. Source may generate several types of events. Each event must be registered separately. Also, object may register to receive several types of events, but it must implement all the interfaces that are required to receive these interfaces. So, event listeners. Coming to the event listener, listener is the object that is notified when the event occurs. It has two major requirements. First one is it must have been registered with one or more sources to receive notification about a specific type of event. It must have the major requirement is it must have been registered with one or more sources to receive notification about the specific type of event. Second one is it must implement the methods to receive. So it must have to implement some methods to receive and process these notifications. After processing, so a listener is going to return those events to the objects or the sources. Okay. So coming to the event listener interfaces, there are a number of listener interfaces. First one is action listener interface. This interface defines action performed, method that is invoked when the action event occurs. The general form is void action performed of action event. Okay. The adjustment listener interface. This interface defines the adjustment value change method that is invoked when the adjustment event occurs. The general form is like void adjustment value change. Component listener interface. This component listener interface defines four methods that are invoked when the component is resized. When it is going to be invoked when the component is resized, moved, shown, or hidden. These general forms are component resized of component event, C, void component moved, component event C, void component shown, component event C, void component hidden, component event C. Okay, these are list of event listener interfaces. Coming to the next interface, container listener interface. It contains two methods, component added. It is a method, two methods. This component added method is invoked when the component is added to the container. Component removed, when the component is going to be removed, this method is going to be invoked. Though there are some general forms like component added, component removed, void component added, void component removed. Next one is focus listener interface. This interface defines two methods when a component obtains keyboard focus. Okay. So when a component obtains keyboard focus, focus gain is invoked. When the component loses keyboard focus, then focus loss is all. This general form, there are some general forms of these methods. Void focus gain, also focus event, void focus loss, also focus event. Next one is item listener interface. This interface defines item state change method. That is, this method is invoked when the state of an item is changed. The general form is like void item state change. Key listener event interface. This interface defines three methods. Key placed and key released methods are invoked when the key is placed and released respectively. Key typed method is invoked when the character has been entered. Okay. So a key P events are generated in sequence, key placed, typed, and released. If a user presses and releases the home key, two key events are generated in sequence, key placed and released. General forms of these methods are key pressed, key void key pressed, void key released, void key type. Next one is mouse listener interface. This listener interface defines by methods. If the mouse is pressed and released at the same point, mouse click is invoked. When the mouse enters a component, mouse entered method is called. When it released, that means when it is leaves, mouse exited is called. Mouse pressed and mouse released methods are invoked when the mouse is pressed and released, respectively. The general forms of these methods are mouse click, mouse entered, void mouse exited, void mouse pressed, void mouse released. The motion listener interface is it has two methods. First one is mouse dragged. This method is called multiple items of the mouse is dragged. Next, mouse move method is called multiple times as the mouse is moved. The general forms of like voice mouse, sorry, void mouse dragged, void mouse move. The mouse wheel listener interface defines the mouse wheel move method that is invoked when the mouse wheel is moved. Its general form is void mouse wheel move or mouse wheel event. The text listener interface defines text change method when the text is invoked when a change occurs in a text area or text field. General form of text listener is text change of text event. Window focus listener interface. This interface defines two methods, window gain focus and window lost focus. These are called when a window gains or lost input focus. These general forms are void window gain focus, void window lost focus. Window listener interface defines 7 methods. Window activated, window deactivated, window conified, window deconified, window open, window closed, window closing. Okay, these are general forms of those methods. Okay, thank you, students. Hope you understand the topics of availability and event handling. As you go through all the slides, there is any doubt you can send me mail or you can text me to WhatsApp. Okay, thank you. Anna, 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 Anna.